from the line across the ocean to the...
All right, we are glad to have you back on Atlantic Television Network, and the program is a Press Roundtable. My name is Angel Nwokoma, popularly called Angelic Angel, and this beautiful evening I have, as usual, the man. He's a journalist, he's a media practitioner, he's an editor, and he's an editor. He's no other person than Kingsley Jude Papami. Good evening, sir. Good to have you again. Of course, you've been a known face on this show, a known voice on this program, and I'm so happy to have you today.
Sure.
All right, now let's look at the PDP minority caucus disowned Ikenga Ugochinyere over unguarded remarks. These are the headlines we are going to look at. Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere led coalition and known to the parliament in both caucuses, Rep Chinda, says Rep Chinda. Both House of Reps, Minority and People's Democratic Party, PDP, caucus has disowned Ugochinyere. All right, so sorry about that. Both House of Reps, Minority and People's Democratic Party, PDP caucuses has disowned Ikenga Ugochinyere and his coalition of opposition lawmakers, saying such a body is unknown to the parliament. This was contained in a statement issued and co-signed by all the minority caucus leaders: Kingsley Chinda, caucus leader; Ali Madaki, deputy leader; Ali Isa JC, minority whip; and George Ozodinobi, deputy minority whip. The press statement was in a reaction to a press conference earlier addressed by Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere and 5 others with 54 imaginary membership under the aegis of coalition of opposition lawmakers. The disclaimer press statement read: "Our attention has been drawn to a press release by the group and states unequivocally that the minority caucus and PDP caucus disassociate themselves from the said press statement. The said coalition of lawmakers led by Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere is unknown to the parliament, and both caucuses condemn it in totality an absurd move, uncouth and unparliamentary language of the group. That the general public should take note that such a coalition is unknown to parliament, and their demands does not represent that of the minority parties. The said lawmakers should desist from further misinformation of the public and be more honorable in their conduct." Now, you see the PDP, this is a lawmaker representing Idato North in Imo State.
Yes. Okay,
so, and then this, there was a problem. He's a lawmaker, he's a lawyer in the House of Reps.
yes.
And then you've seen what the press statement said and how they countered it. So what can you say about this? What's your reaction to that?
Yes, although we are talking about politics here, and as well as governance here.
Exactly.
Our lawmakers are people who introduce rules of activities in our society to us, and who enable us to abide by laws and rules in order for the smooth governance of the country and the states as well. But right now we're seeing another formulation coming into the legislative chambers.
Okay.
And what we know in the legislative chambers is what is known as caucus.
Okay.
PDP caucus, APC caucus, Labour Party caucus, minority caucus, majority caucus. That is what is known. But the subject matter of coalition, I think that is where the argument is coming from. And nobody would want a strange language in his or her own town that is not known, that has not been introduced, that has not been endorsed, that has not been accepted by the majority of lawmakers who would have known why such coalition should come into the National Assembly. The National Assembly It's not a place where lawmakers should go and, toy with the legislative business. It's a place where, at every point in time, things are taken very seriously, because things that matters that are deliberated there are matters that affect the majority of Nigerians, and therefore, lawmakers going there to bring in or to introduce matters that are not important to the people that they represent is practically irrelevant. And that is why the PDP caucus, minority caucus, has come out very clearly to say, we don't know what you are talking about this. And that is why Ugochiri should, at this stage now, understand, should start to understand why his colleagues are saying no, and then retreat his step, and then make peace. Because if the objective of why you are elected to be a lawmaker is not achieved while you are there, and you go there to ferment trouble, just like the way the Mingi did this issue, you understand, and trying to bring in new measures that are not accepted and avoidable matters, and then at the end of the day, he was suspended. This was the very act of talking carelessly. You don't talk carelessly when you know that there are rules. You make the rules, and you are the one that you are the one that want to break the rules. That means you didn't make any rule at all, and at the end of the day, you violated the rules. That means you are not there to represent the people. You are there to make trouble. So our lawmakers should, at this time of the moment, know what is inching the people. What is inching the people is poverty. What is inching the people is lack of food. What is inching the people is inflation. They should begin to discuss these matters that affect the people and render possible and positive solutions, rather than engage on matters that do not warrant such presence, and should not. In fact, matters that should not be discussed at all. That is why the PDP caucus is unhappy with the statement, and to tell Ugochiri and his coalition that is not the way, that is not the place to form coalition. Coalition should be formed in their constituencies. You can go to your constituency and form coalition, all right? Not in the National Assembly. National Assembly is a place where serious business about national interest is discussed. National interest, not personal interest. This coalition is personal interest, a group interest. It does not come in. We are talking about national interest here. So the national interest of Nigerians should be guaranteed and should be protected and should be well analyzed in a way that it will suit the purpose for which they were elected. And therefore, this Ugochiri and his coalition should go outside the box and think, and then do their own thing in their constituencies and not in the National Assembly, because they are trying to set the political matters ablaze. And at the end of the day, you will see this in people running helter-skelter. We don't want it. We don't want it, honestly.
And other than running helter-skelter,
yes,
it's also going to affect their performances.
Of course.
Yes, it's going to affect, and then who is going to suffer it?
Who is going to say? It's a subject that's still suffering.
Yes, the subject will suffer it.
So right now,
no unity if they refuse to
yes,
come to terms
yes,
with whatever that is happening
exactly
in their party.
Exactly.
I think it's going to affect just everything.
Yes, they shouldn't take the step of Ningi.
At all.
They shouldn't at all, because this is not the time to discuss that. If they tear their house apart,
yes,
certainly there are the people that said the house ablaze, and the house will not only get all those people that are involved or them involved, that are involved. It will take everybody, because who knows who will be the next person. And they should stop making unguarded statements, because unguarded statements are statements that will not help matters. It will fuel matters, and at the end of the day, you see Nigerians suffering. We are still suffering. While Nigerians are still suffering. They are unhappy with the government, and then you are still thinking of what you do to fuel the matter. It's uncalled for. Please, you should retake his step and take that coalition to his constituency. That is the best place. His constituency. Let his constituency sit down with him and discuss the coalition, not in the National Assembly. National Assembly is a place for national interest. Thank you very much.
Exactly. I think I just agree with you. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to members of the All Progressive Congress Isako West chapter in Delta State on Tuesday protested the alleged plan retained of the impeached Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu to the party. The protesters who came from the 12 wards and the council area marched to the party secretariat to submit their petition against the move. Presenting a communique on behalf of the APC stakeholders in the Isaka West local government area, Yakubu Musa said Shaibu's exit from the APC in 2020 brought peace and tranquility to the party, noting that the former deputy governor's return would bring rancor and disunity to the party. Musa said, "We are protesting over an attempt by the impeached deputy governor Philip Shaibu to jump the boat and defect to the APC. The attempt is viewed seriously by members of APC as a calculated plan by Shaibu to bring rancor, disharmony, and unprecedented crisis into APC." Musa now appealed to the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, Senator Adams Oshomole, and the state acting chairman, Jared Tenebe, not to allow the impeached deputy governor into APC, saying that Shaibu has no political value to add to the APC. He added, "It is on record that Philip Shaibu has not won any election since he left APC for the PDP. He does not possess any electoral value that could warrant his readmittance into our great party," he said. "We call on our national leaders to hear our voice and help us keep the peace we currently enjoy in Edo APC. Any attempt to readmit Shaibu into APC is a direct invitation to crisis, fragmentation, disaffection, disenchantment, and disintegration." Now this is, you can see what is happening in Edo APC, yes. Right? Remember, they opposed Shaibu as alleged plant retained. Recently, he was removed.
Yes.
And a 38-year-old person, like we discussed about it yesterday, was replaced. Okay, he was appointed as a deputy governor.
Sure.
And now there's a move for him to return. And everybody said they do not want him. He wants to defect to the APC. And they are talking about that if he does defect to the APC, it's going to bring problem. It's going to bring disunity. So they are crying, they are weeping that they do not want him at all. They don't want his readmittance. They don't want him at all in the APC in their forum. So I don't know what you can say about this. I think they've known Philip Shaibu. You know his antecedents in politics,
of course.
And so because of that, he's always creating problems to the party. So a lot of problems, ensued, and they said no, they do not want him again. They have to elect this 38-year-old person. So what's your reaction? Yes,
I think from what we discussed yesterday, this being the follow-up, you can see that the politics, party politics especially, is all about loyalty. Your loyalty and what you can do for the party. Taking the party as your personal interest first. That is what the members of political parties always look at. Now, if you look at the antecedents of his records with the APC, which he left in 2022, you will see that he didn't actually make any progress. There was no progress report in the APC. And that is why the APC is not happy that we don't actually want a man that cannot bring progress to our party, a man that cannot give facelift to the party. And now, at the end of the day, because he has gone there to set his political agenda ablaze, he's not looking for where to hide himself. It's not possible. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that means that Shaibu's record, political record, is at stake. And looking at the comments of the APC, it appears that he does not have any political stand any longer. And if they are driving him away, this is a show of shame that they are driving him away, just like the way the House of Assembly drove him away and the Obasanjo's government drove him away. Everybody is driving him. So he needs to take a second look at himself. That is one. Because somebody that is being chased away means that he has some level of abuse of power. All right? He has some level of abuse of power, and he does not consent to any loyalty. And that is too bad, because If you are not loyal to people that are above you, how do you expect those below you to also be loyal to you? Okay. Politics is also everything about give and take. You give, you take, and you take, you give.
Politics also has to do with your antecedent.
Yes.
It also has to do with your character.
Exactly.
Because if you're elected into that position and you do not have the character to sustain the position,
yes,
like you just said about, you talked about loyalty, you talk about honor.
Yes.
If you do not have what it takes to sustain your elected position, yes, people will remove you.
Of course.
Just like Shaibu's case right now.
And that is why it does not have any favor in the assembly.
At all.
Otherwise, they should be talking, because if the governor has an immunity, he also has an immunity, so to speak. But recently, the development right now is that he has appealed to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, all right, asking him to give him a warrant. He wrote to the CJ to give him the leverage to be able to for him to summon his impeachment, to summon the impeachment in the court of law. He wants to contest it again in the court of law, asking the CJ to permit him to do that. But you see, what we are saying is that it's not all about how you can fight, all right? It is how well you are able to live with these people, because you find yourself as a leader. An opportunity is given to you, and a privilege is given to you. You abuse the opportunity, abuse the privilege. Why are you abusing it? So that is why he cannot succeed. As I said before, he should have been loyal to Governor Baseke. What is there? If somebody that you are working with finds you worthy, although everybody has his own faults, but that does not mean that you will condemn your leader, condemn your mentor, and then you want to force yourself into government. How would you want to get there? It's not possible for you to get there. And without his own permission, you are not going anywhere, because he will not want to put somebody that will give him a slap tomorrow, and nobody will want to take it. So what we want to tell Shaibu is that we have seen his plans, we have seen his moves, we have seen all what he's doing. The reaction of the people means that they have the governance at hand. The reaction of the people is what we are looking at, because they have the final say concerning his conduct. If he's doing well, the people would have protested on his behalf, telling the government, why did you do it? But in this case, we are seeing a reverse. That means that he needs to take a leave, and then, in fact, go for, I would say, we should go for at least 3 months leave. Take a look at himself, and then come back. Have a rethink of his activities, and come back and know where to start from, because where he's going to.
And at this point, even me myself, I want to suggest self-scrutiny of himself. If he is qualified to be in any political
party,
if he is worthy of emulation, if he can rule people and then withstand the whole pressures, as in having the conduct of someone who is having that
an exemplary leadership. Exactly. That's what I would. If he has an exemplary leadership, people will be talking about it.
So, like you suggest, now he has to sit down and said, what am I doing? Where am I heading to? What have I done to myself? Why is everybody against me? Why is it that nobody is supporting me? The majority are not really supporting me. What did I do? Why am I not loyal to this? Why am I not loyal to my boss? Why am I not loyal to So because if you're not loyal, it will be very difficult for your subject to be as well loyal to you.
Because with what is happening now, is going to crash.
Yes.
It's going to crash automatically, because
that's a problem.
The House of Assembly is there to fight you. The government is there to fight you.
The people.
The people are there to fight you. Where will you run to? In your own state, it's a total disappointment. It's a total disappointment to the people, a total disappointment to his followers, a total disappointment to the government, who have this man in trust, took him as the deputy governor, and is there. If you are there and you don't have a job to do, why not ask a master? Master, I don't have a job to do, please give me one. There are so many of them for you to do. I'm not to start thinking of how it will generate problems where there are no problems, where you generate quarrel where there's no quarrel, where you generate actions where there are no actions, and then try to ferment trouble here and there, and then upturn the government's agenda. It's bad. You should know that every government has an agenda. if the agenda of the government is not pursued, which he is supposed to be doing, all right, what's the agenda of my master? The agenda of my master is to ensure that the Edo State, is it Edo State? Yes, Edo State achieve the success of the government. Isn't it?
It is.
So why would you leave all the matters, all the problems, all the strategies and the plan of the government? You left it to your master and you are doing something else, which means you are not working. If you are working, so all these issues that surround the state, you would have been part of one of them, and then taking care, assisting your master, helping your master resolve matters, taking things into consideration, and also advising him. But in this case, he's not doing that. What he's doing is how to finger into the government and take government by force. It's not done there anyway. It's not done anyway. The people are the people that of Edo State are the people that will call you to say, we want you to contest because of this that you have done with this master, and because your master has achieved something else, you too, you can achieve something. I don't know. But if you say your master should fail, wherever place that you are, if you say your master should fail, you too, you are failed. Because he said his master should fail. That's why he's failing. If he says his master should pass and get an excellent result in the Niger Delta, people would have been saying, if not Shaibu, Obaseki would have not made it. I don't know whether it's here, but in this case, he's going the other way around. So he should reverse as fast as possible, reverse his steps and take a look at his character and his attitude in politics and shape up. Otherwise, he's going for a downfall.
Now, what about advice? I think we have advice for the people who are also going to contest, who are going to also assume such a position. Looking at Shaibu's, all these whole shenanigans and brouhaha going on in the Edo APC. So, is there any advice you need to tell people, those who are aspiring to occupy the position?
Yes, I think, first of all, I want to thank the people for coming out en masse and telling the truth. Because people would have ordinarily considered the voice of the Edo governor and the assembly to be liars in the first place. But in this case, I think the APC has spoken very clearly and making a very strong remark on his attitude. And therefore, I want to commend the people of Edo State for making a very clear judgment, but that whatever they do, they should think of taking such people, on an engagement and advise them. The Edo people should keep advising their leaders, advise them on the way that is right for leadership in the state. Otherwise, if quarrel, just like the way Oshimole and Obaseki wanted to fuel up the state, it would have been a disaster. But thank God that even at this moment, that Oshimole and Obaseki, they are at peace.
Okay.
And that one has relaxed that matter. Now coming to talk of it, Shaibu has started his own. It's not good for the state. It does not, this kind of quarrels and disagreement will never help the state. And instead, it will make a series of the states suffer. And the suffering is what people are angry with. Because it is not helping the citizens, it's not helping their life, it's not helping their career, it's not helping their families, and they are dying in poverty. What has Shaibu done to help the party in power, to help resuscitate the existing poverty and inflation in that state? Nothing. Yet he's dragging that, he's contesting and struggling for power that he wants to take by force. Power is not taken by force in any angle, because if you take power by force, it will be assumed that you are heading for tyranny. You are heading to be a dictator. It's no more democratic. Democracy is all about the people. Let the people speak and let the people endorse and vote their candidate. That's what they want. So that's the area we're looking at. So the people of Edo State should always speak the truth and stand by the truth and defend the truth and ensure that there is peace in Edo State.
All right, thank you so very much. At this point, I want to embark on a very short break. When we come back, we're going to look at stories coming from Kano State. Stay tuned.
from the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
We're glad to have you back on Press Roundtable on Atlantic Television Network. And okay, let's look at the stories coming from Kano. A Kano State High Court has fixed April 17, 2024 for the arraignment of the immediate past governor of the state, Abdullahi Ganduje, his wife, son, and 5 others for alleged bribery. Ganduje and the others will be arraigned on 8-count charge bordering on $413,000 bribery allegation, diversion and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 1.38 billion naira, among others. Media had earlier reported that the Federal High Court in Kano ruled that the Kano Public Compliance and Anti-Corruption Commission lacks the power to investigate Ganduje over an alleged $5 million bribery video. Now, Justice Abdullahi Laiman, while delivering his judgment, said that the offense was a federal offense that could be prosecuted by the Attorney General of the Federation and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Justice Laiman said that the Kano Anti-Graft Agency had a limitation in investigating the former governor. But on Monday, the state governor, Abba Yusuf, urged the EFCC to release the result of his probe into the alleged dollar bribery video involving Ganduje. Yusuf, in a statement by his spokesperson, Sanusi Tofa, said Ganduje should rather prepare to face his trial instead of talking about non-existent failure in the current administration. You can see Ganduje there.
Yes.
That's the ex-governor of Kano State. They fixed April 17 to arraign him, his wife, son, and then 5 others on issues bordering on misappropriation, a whole lot of things going on. And I was just like, why his wife? Why will his wife be inclusive? Why will the son be inclusive? Were they just running a family? Is it a family politics or what? And other people, and I can tell you for free that those 5 others are could be very close to him.
Sure.
If his wife is there, the son is there, and they're going to be arraigned on the 17th. What could have really led to this whole? I think it's an embarrassment to the state.
Yes.
To Kano State, yeah.
Yes, I think
it's a very big embarrassment because
of course.
Abdullahi Ganduje he's a household name. He has really made a name.
Of course.
And now this is how he's ending. And look at the way he's ending. So I don't know if you have anything to say on this.
Yes, I think Kano, if Kano is not the first most populated state in Nigeria, it is Lagos.
Yes.
And if such a populated state is not properly governed, then there is a problem somewhere. that means to tell us that Ganduje refused to make his leadership accountable and transparent. That's the complaint there. There are certain issues, not only this one, I think it also involves issues of assets of the state government missing. You know, that's why the other 5 others are also involved, because they took priority to mislead the people and also stole government property here and there. So I want to say that the EFCC, that just like the way the state governor has asked the EFCC to prove the allegations, because if the allegations are properly proved, that yes, Ganduje did this, did that, and other complaints surrounding the circumstances of his leadership, I think government will know where and how to handle the matter. But right now, what I want to say is that Nigeria is being seen as a country where politicians do what they like. I don't know the good example that our leaders are keeping for generations that are coming behind. Some of them, when they get into they refuse to understand that they want to leave that seat. They refuse to also understand that what they are doing will be emulated by people coming behind them. And is it the way Ganduje wants the current governor to take the leadership of the state? No. That is why the governor is angry, because he sees poverty in the state. Why is it not supposed to be so? Where were the assets for the 8 years Ganduje was there? What did he do, and what were the projects that were on ground? I think with what we are seeing, there are no, concrete evidence to actually show that leadership was successful in that state. And the people are practically unhappy. If a governor will come out boldly to say this, that means the people are practically unhappy. And that means to say there was no leadership at all. Everything that happened there was of personal interest. Personal interest. And that is what we are still saying here, that it is bad. Most of our leaders do not know that when power is accorded to them, the power that is given to them by the masses or by the citizens of the country or the state is for the leader to make or to give or to show an exemplary leadership. Exemplary leadership. And to ensure that the welfare of the people, security and welfare of the people is guaranteed. Now, if you go to Kano State, asking them of their welfare through the tenor of Ganduje, you will hear bundles of issues, bundles of matters that will provoke the citizens, and that is where the governor and the people of Kano State are not happy about it. They are not particularly happy about it, and that means to say that Ganduje and his family have robbed the state. They have robbed the state. That is the truth. For robbing the state, I think the query before him is that he should give an account. He should be able to give a concrete transparency of how his leadership. So I want to say that the present government of Bola Tinubu, the president of the country, is not actually beaming such light on the activities of the past administration. He is only forging ahead with what he's doing, and that will not help us because the corruption will still continue. And while we are looking at a means to end this corruption so that it will help the economy grow. Most of these governors, they have, Kano is a state that will pay high tax. If you look at the number of the people, it will make the internal revenue of the state will be large, of course. But what we are saying is that even if the internal revenue of the state will be large, the money should be invested in projects, industries that will create employment for the people and ensure that there is sustainability for the people. But in this case, if the governor is crying out in such a state where we have that is thickly populated, that will bring enough tax revenue, and then the state governor is still crying, at this stage is still crying that there's no money, then that is paying debts, which means there's a serious matter somewhere that will unveil itself as the EFCC undertakes its investigation. Here right now, I want to tell the EFCC that this is not the time to put some matters under the carpet. They should sweep everything out. Everything.
And how will they
sweep it out.
How will they do it now? Now they said that the anti-graft agencies,
yes,
that they are limited to probing
yes,
the matter.
Yes.
What about them setting off a panel, a committee to invest into the matter? Because when they make a proper investigation,
yes,
I wouldn't know, this is Nigerian judicial system,
yes, yes,
so, but we're just trying to say, what if they have a panel, a proof of a panel, a committee that will look into the matter, make thorough investigation, now to scoop all this whole thing?
Yes, I know where you're coming from. But what obtains is that if you look at the case of the CBN governor, Emefiele, yes, they were taken to the DSS, who scrutinized him,
exactly,
and so I think close to, I think he has released a lot of money to the EFCC, all right, and also looking at Beta Edu, she also, I think the EFCC have been able to recover 30 billion. So the EFCC is working. We don't need panel. What the EFCC can do their job. If they cannot do their job, they should tell us that they cannot do their job. They can. If they cannot do their job, they should hand over this man, this candidate and his family to the DSS. Let them scrutinize this man and bring out the money. They are hiding money somewhere, and they put the state fund in somewhere which is unknown to the people. And the people are saying that this man has robbed us. They should look into the matter. Yes, if the state governor has come out to say this man robbed us, then it should be the collective voice of the people of Kano State, because it's affecting them directly. It's affecting the people, and that is why they're crying out. So the EFCC should take it very seriously that this is the time that they should ask questions. How did this one go? Where did this one go? And we want to tell the Kano State government to provide all the detailed information that they are not satisfied with, that they want to question, and give to the EFCC that this is what we want. We wanted to investigate them on these areas so that we could be able to get what we want to get. The EFCC cannot say that they cannot investigate and yes, who is above the law. Nobody is above the law. Everybody is subject to the overriding claims of the law. That's what the rule of law tells us. The rule of law must be obeyed. The rule of law must stand. The rule of law must prevail to ensure that peace, transparency is guaranteed, accountability is guaranteed, as enshrined in the Constitution. Everybody must give account of his leadership. We are seeing a system where people will rule their state and then leave their state and mess up their state and just go free. Why must it be so?
No,
it shouldn't be so.
This time around, I believe that both the state government,
yes,
and the federal government is highly interested in the matter. Because imagine this is involving the father, the wife,
and the children.
The children. This is a family.
It's not a family business.
It's not a family business, and they have to be prosecuted.
Of course.
So if they're found guilty, they should be convicted.
Yes.
That's all. Because we need a transparent governance and government.
Yes.
That's what we need in Nigeria.
Where the interests of the people will be protected.
Exactly.
The interests of the people, not the interests of his family.
Not the interest of his family.
Now he's talking about
elected him into the
Of course.
He did not elect himself. It's not the family members that elected him.
Yeah.
So when they now go there, they
he's running into the current leadership to have a cover. That is the APC national chairman.
Yes, exactly.
That's not what we want. He can be they can even make him the chief justice. We don't care. But what we want to hear is that this man is properly scrutinized,
exactly,
and the law should take its course and ensure that justice prevails.
All right,
justice
so like
must
you just
prevail.
said, we are encouraging the government that let justice prevail. People need to know where this money went. It's a very huge sum of money, 1.38 billion naira and 413,000 US dollars. Man, it's a huge amount of money. You don't go there to run family business for as long as you are hoping to rule the people. No, politics is not about your family interests. It's about the interests of the masses. The interests of the masses should be protected at all times. Well, having said that, let's move on to Adamawa State. Men of the Adamawa State Police Command have arrested a 33-year-old butcher, Ibrahim Abubakar, residing in Sabongeri Futi, Geiri local government area, for stabbing his 25-year-old wife, Hajara Saidu, to death This was made known in a statement by the State Police Public Relations Officer SP Suleiman Ngoroje and shared on the command's X account on Tuesday. The statement said the Adamawa State Police Command on April 8, 2024 apprehended a 33-year-old man for stabbing to death his 25-year-old wife, Hajara Saidu. The suspect, Ibrahim, is a resident of Sabongeri Futi in Geri local government area. He subdued the disease by stabbing her severally with a sharp knife on her back, thereby causing her severe injuries and left her in a pool of blood. The suspect brutally killed the deceased on April 8, 2024 at about 4:30 a.m. after he accused her of taking away his phone that led to little argument. The suspect was apprehended following the reports made to the police by the father of the deceased and preliminary investigation conducted leading to the recovery of material evidence at the scene of the crime which is linked to him. Interestingly, the suspect voluntarily made a confessional statement adding that he regretted killing the mother of their only child. You can see his face. You can see the face of this man. Okay, and then you've noticed the story. Okay, what happened? He's a butcher. He killed his wife. His 25-year-old wife, you know, just over a phone. Okay, now we are now moving into the family circle. Okay, we're moving into the family circle. he picked up the phone, and I don't believe that is a punishment to that. You are the wife. I'm wondering what the wife is looking for, and I'm wondering what she was actually looking for in his husband's phone. And as a man, also, it's quite disheartening that this could result to the taking away of life of a healthy woman.
Honestly, although this matter is purely a domestic matter.
Yes.
I think
it's murder as well.
No, it's a domestic matter because we are looking at from the source.
Okay.
The source has shown us that two husband and wife. It's a domestic matter.
Yeah.
Now, most people do not understand what marriage is all about.
Exactly.
And they do not also understand how to understand their partners. Understanding your partner is the marriage. People think that when some people say this is marriage, and you are going into it, you understand me? You are going into it because you want to belong. That's why people, let me just answer the name, that I'm married. But they don't know that the issue of marriage is all about sharing. The issue about marriage is all about understanding. You understand me. So I need to understand you so that if there are things that you're doing at that particular time, you understand me, I might, not be satisfied with what you're doing, but, with what we have learned a lot in it, is that it has to do with patience and endurance. Where is the patience coming from and where is the endurance coming from? Does that mean? Those are the elements of the marriage. The elements of the marriage is endurance and peace and understanding. But most men and women, from the antecedents of issues concerning marriages, we have come to understand that partners do not take time to study themselves. That they don't, because how will, if a wife takes your phone in the first instance, let's consider it. If your wife takes your phone, it's assumed that she's suspecting somebody that is, somebody that is also doing the thing with her. So she would want to ask, how did this number come from? Who has this number? And all the rest. You, the husband too, you should be able to understand that since she's inquisitive, you know the language and the means and the manner to make the approach. Because even at that 4 a.m. that this matter is coming up, it's not the actual, it's not the time for couples.
It could be probably that.
Yes, it's not a matter, it's not a period for couples to start making
troubles.
Yes, it's a time
yes.
Should be doing something understanding.
Exactly.
But it has amounted to something very different. Well, no. Married couples should understand that, fighting is not the solution. Disagreement is not the solution. But understanding. When you understand what your partner is doing and your partner understands you, Yes, I mean,
exactly.
If you see that thing that will make you annoyed, leave that thing and just forget. If there's a way, yes, a way the man will appeal to her. She will even surrender the phone to him. But I think he violently did it.
And you know, and remember, he's a butcher.
Yes,
he's a butcher. He kills
Yes.
cows. So
blood is nothing to him.
So blood is nothing to him.
Honestly.
But now let me come to it. Let's have an understanding here. You see both of them. You see the wife. I blame the wife. Now I just there's a little blame, though.
No,
she has to take the although because she started it.
Yes.
And it could be probably that the man was sleeping and she sneaked in to pick up the man's phone. As a matter of fact, any young woman that is not married, or any woman who is married, or any man who is married, for as long as you picked up your husband's phone, you must see something. You must see something. And men are so generous with words, you know. They are so generous with words. Darling, how are you, my love? So why are you going to the man's phone? That should be the time you should pay your conjugal right. That should be the time you should normally consummate your marriage by having coitus as a husband or wife. That's the time. That's the time to discuss family issues. That's the time, not the time to kill, not the time to sneak in. And probably the man is not faithful, because if the man is faithful, he wouldn't have reacted like that. But on his own part, he will now, oh, I've admitted he has taken my phone. All right, okay. You see, there's a Chinese proverb that says you should be very careful for what you're looking for. Whatever you're asking for, because that thing that you're looking for, one day you see it. Now she has seen it. Okay, apologize to my wife. I'm so sorry. This happened and this happened. I'm just so sorry. Can we make up together? And that's calls for understanding in a marriage. Okay, so because this is happening every single day, not just because it's happening in the north, it's happening in the north. No,
almost everywhere.
Yes, it happens every day.
Family feud.
So, yes, family feud, and this is leading to domestic violence. But a woman who is reasonable, a woman, the Bible says a woman is a woman that maintains a home.
Sure.
Then, and he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And because he's a man, you know, after coming back home, you need to relax in your home. Whatever it is, you sit down. If you notice that your husband is doing something, or maybe cheating on you, or your husband is promiscuous in nature, you sit with him down. You then use the Bible and say, oh, my honey, my darling. And as a matter of fact, it's a woman's character that makes the husband to cheat or not to cheat.
Sure.
It's a woman's character. Yes, because if you know, if your husband as a man, many men, they said they are promiscuous in nature. And here in our state, they said they can marry as many as possible. And that's what gives them that, you know, audacity. It gives them the sagacity to say, okay, I can do anything with any woman. But that's not really true. Any man, everybody needs peace in a marriage. We all need peace in a marriage. Both men, it is a collective responsibility, both a man and a woman. Sure. Because you cannot come. Those side chicks cannot be with you. When you are sick, the side chicks cannot be with you. When the family is turning into something else. When there is a very heavy problem, they cannot be with you. But this is a woman who you promise, you vow in the presence of the Lord that you're going to marry, you're going to be faithful and all of that. And now you are doing it. So whatever you're doing, you have to reap what you sow.
Sure.
Any man who is married and you're sleeping around, and then you are cheating on your wife, whatever you see you got, it can tear your family apart, and a woman as well.
That's true.
So what's your final advice?
Yes, my final advice is that our Muslim leaders, our Christian leaders, and other leaders as well should continue to send the message across to couples and those who are intending to marry, that when they marry, they should spend time to study each other. They should spend time to hold on courtship. Courtship and dating enables couples, to bring out the other side of their life. And then at that initial stage, you start addressing it. When you start addressing at that stage, it helps you to know how to control your conscience and mindset.
All right, that's the much we can take for today on Press Roundtable. Want to thank you so very much. You've seen it, both the couple, both the man, the woman. You all have work to do. For as long as you want to have a very, very peaceful marriage, remove your eye from your partner's phone and avoid domestic violence. You can stay connected on Atlantic Television Network. You can follow and like our page on Twitter. We have Atlantic TV, and on Facebook and on YouTube we have Atlantic Television Network, and on Instagram and on TikTok Atlantic TV Network 1. We all can also watch us on our StarTimes on channel 194, ATN Live, and YouTube Atlantic Television Network. ATM Press Roundtable, we provide the right narrative and news narration. Remember, at 9 o'clock right now, in the next few minutes, we should be coming up with our global news. Peace and unity are the pathway to progress. Good evening. My name is Okoma Angelic Angel, and I want to thank you, my guest, Mr. Kingsley Jude. Papa Mia, thank you so very much. It's been a very wonderful time. Please do stay tuned and enjoy the news at 9. Good evening.